What is up, and welcome to Me, You, and Switch 2. I am me, Tom Tate, and you are you. So let's talk about Switch 2. This is the latest and greatest Nintendo Switch 2 news brought to you every Tuesday and Friday in snackable 5 to 10 minute episodes. We try to keep things short and sweet. These episodes are typically a little bit longer, but we'll see what we can do. It is Friday, May 1st. It is the first of the month. For all my Bone Thugs and Harmony fans out there, this is episode 96. I am excited to be here because on the first episode of every month, if you're new to the show, I like to take a look at all of the games that are planned to be released over the next 30 days or so. So everything that is slated for May. And without fail, every month, games just show up, right? So there's probably, I don't know, 12 to 15 games we'll cover today. But at the end of the month, there's probably about 20 games that ultimately were released. So this is everything that we know of today. But who knows what we'll get? We might get some shadow drops, and that's always a good thing. We'll cover them throughout the month. We have a lot of games to check out, so let's just jump right into it. Up first, we have Mixtape. This is going to release on May 7th for $19.99. I covered this a bit on the show. This is one of those featured Annapurna games that was just showcased in their kind of quick 90-second reel that they put out. This is an adult game. It's rated M for mature, but here's the official description. On their last night together, three friends embark on one final adventure. Play through a mixtape of memories set to the soundtrack of a generation. En route to their final party together, a perfectly curated playlist draws three friends into dream-like reenactments of their formative memories. Experience a variety of narrative vignettes, exploring the pivotal moments that shaped them. Players will immerse themselves in a teenage wasteland by playing through a mixtape of joyful gameplay, from skateboarding and flying to taking photos after hours at an abandoned theme park, hitting baseballs, and putting on a fireworks show from the backseat of a car. It's the greatest hits of the teenage experience, from the first kiss to the last dance. So I am pretty captivated by this one. Obviously a narrative-driven game. The soundtrack, though, features real artists. So they list Devo, Smashing Pumpkins, The Cure, a bunch of others. I think $20 is a low barrier to entry, too. So I'm excited for Mixtape. That'll be out on May 7th. Also on May 7th, we have Blood Refreshed Supply, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. This will retail for $29.99 digitally. This is a Doom-like first-person shooter. I guess they call them a boomer shooter. It is in the classic retro visual style. It's technically a remaster of 2019's Blood Fresh Supply, which is a remaster of 1997's Blood. So this is a remaster of a remaster. There's a good amount of game here, 42 levels, but it's been live on Switch 1 and Steam since December, and the Steam reviews aren't that great. I don't know if that's due to price or what. I didn't dive too deep into it, but if you like Doom-like shooters and you like retro aesthetics, you might want to check out this one. Okay, one of the most anticipated games coming out in May is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This will release on May 12th. It is currently priced at $69.99, so it is a full-priced title. A big wave of previews just dropped that I'll probably dig into on Tuesday's episode. This game was developed and released for Xbox in 2024. It was published by Bethesda. It's a first-person view Indiana Jones game. So it's got stealth, it's got action, it's got fighting, it's got puzzle solving, it's got a strong narrative. Everything you would expect an Indiana Jones game to have, this seems to have it. And it was well received on other platforms. Started out on Xbox, eventually it came to PlayStation 5. Personally, I have to be really selective with my $70 games. And I own an Xbox. So if I really wanted to play this, I could always just reboot Game Pass for a month and play this on the cheap. If I was really dying to play this. But I'm going to keep a close eye on it. I'm going to favorite it. So quick pro tip as I go through these. You can always go to Nintendo, log into your account, or go into the eShop and just click the heart icon, and you can add any of these games to your favorites. And then you can do a filter based on sale. So like throughout the year, I'll see these games that I was maybe remotely interested in earlier on, but they were expensive. And then when they go on sale, sometimes, 70, 80% off, it's a no-brainer, right? And it's a good opportunity just to keep tabs of all these games that sound really interesting, but maybe you don't have time or funds to play them right now. All right, next up, we have Call of the Elder Gods. This will release also on May 12th. It is going to be $25. Journey to the far corners of the earth and unearth ancient horrors in this Lovecraftian narrative, puzzle adventure, and sequel to 2020's critically acclaimed Call of the Sea. This is a first-person adventure game. I've never heard of this one, and I've never heard of Call of the Sea. Maybe it's just not my genre, so I haven't been keeping these types of games on my radar. But it looks very, very cool. It is fully voice acted. It has a notable cast, so not a bunch of no-names, but people who have been notably in other popular games like Final Fantasy VII. And according to the description, it is inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's The Shadow Out of Time. I'll also note that there's a demo available for this one, so if you want to play through, I think it's the first chapter, you can do that today, just to check this one out. Next, we have Sektori. That's Sektori. That'll release on May 14th. It'll be priced at $14.99. Visually, this game looks insane. This game looks like a cyberpunk acid trip. There is a lot going on visually. The description here calls it a high adrenaline action game. Sektori is an intense, fast-paced twin-stick shooter infused with hard-hitting techno music. So, like, sensory overload. It says simple, pure gameplay, quick runs, lots of challenges, and replayability. The features listed here: a 5-world campaign mode with dynamically changing levels and tons of enemy variation, including epic evolving bosses, alternate ships and configurable upgrade decks to mold your run with, 3 difficulty modes suited for all players, including a revolution campaign mode for maximal challenge, 6 alternate game modes like Classic, Gates, and Assault, varied selection of challenges and medals to reach for. So for $15, it sounds like you're getting a ton of game, especially if you like twin-stick shooters. This has been out for other platforms since about last year, I think, and it has an 89 Metacritic score. Very, very strong reviews. So if this is your genre, definitely get this one on your radar. Also on May 14th, we have Outbound. I've talked a lot about this on the show. I've just mentioned it a bunch of times. It's being marketed as a cozy open-world exploration game set in a utopian near future. So you are in a camper, like a road trip camper, and the main game components seem to be exploration, crafting. You can raise a pet, customize your van. There's a lot of things to do, but I'm not sure if there's a narrative or a story here, or if you just explore at your own pace. I think there's also some multiplayer component here. But that is Outbound. That'll be out on May 14th. Next up, we have R-Type Dimensions 3. This will be $34.99. This will be on May 19th. R-Type was a really big horizontal shoot-'em-up franchise back when I was younger, the 80s, the 90s. I played a lot of Super R-Type on Super Nintendo as a kid. I loved that game. If you like shoot-'em-ups, horizontal shoot-'em-ups, I mean, this game was one of the best, right? R-Type Delta, I played that on PlayStation 1. Another like fantastic shoot 'em up. This game looks really good. It's a remaster of R-Type 3, which originally released on Super Nintendo. So the description here says a fully remastered experience with completely reconstructed assets, local co-op enhanced with new scoring and survival mechanics, customizable controls and quality of life features in the settings, and 3D camera settings, normal and crazy camera settings. After that, we have Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. That'll be on May 21st. It'll be $59.99 digitally and $69.99 physically. Remember, this is the first game that Nintendo announced they will be doing this variable pricing for digital and physical. Again, this will be Nintendo's big release for May. We covered the previews for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book a few episodes ago. So if you want to learn more, I'm not going to go deep into it here, but if you want to learn more, check out that episode in the archive. I'm sure we'll be looking at final previews and reviews throughout the month. This is a Nintendo podcast. This is definitely a game developed for newer and more casual gamers. That was kind of the early impressions from the first wave of previews. But that doesn't mean it won't impress, and that doesn't mean it won't be awesome and fun. I love the Yoshi games. This feels like a game that would be perfect for a demo, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that throughout the month. I feel like they will release a demo before the actual release of the game, but I'm not sure. If you do want to check out a game with the demo, look no further than Bubsy 4D. This will release on May 22nd for $17.99. I think it's $20, but it's a pre-order sale right now, just a couple dollars off. This is the return of the classic Bubsy series. This is a 3D platformer from Atari. It was developed by Fabraz. They are an indie dev. They're responsible for a few games. Demon Turf and Demon Tide are the two games that I saw. I've never heard of these games until today. I was doing some research on them as a developer. They look very fun. They look very fluid. Looks like they have a lot of interesting mechanics. So if you like 3D platformers, check out Demon Turf and Demon Tide, and then maybe check out Bubsy. Overwhelmingly positive reviews on those other games on Steam too. So Bubsy has always been known for being cartoony, maybe not so serious, not so fun, not so impressive. But especially when they went to 3D, I feel like Bubsy 3D was not very, very well received commercially, but then also with reviews as well. So this should be an interesting effort in the hands of a developer with a solid track record. So Bubsy 4D, under $20. We have Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition. That'll be on May 22nd for $49.99. This is an action role-playing game from Bandai Namco. It's part of the Tales series. I'm familiar with the Tales series, but I've never played an entry in that series, and there's like at least 16 or 17 Tales games. I think they got their start way back on the Super Famicom. Graphically, though, Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition looks stunning. Like, it looks so beautiful on Switch 2. It's already been out on PS4, PS5, Windows, Xbox since 2021, I think. And this is just the port to Nintendo Switch 2. Never made it to Nintendo Switch 1. So we'll see how it performs and how it's received. Next, we have Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. This game was delayed a bit. I think this was supposed to come out in March. This will come out on May 28th for $49.99. Lollipop Chainsaw was a 2012 game. It was co-directed by Suda51, who's kind of a cult classic director, and it was co-written by James Gunn, who's the creator behind Guardians of the Galaxy, those movies, and a bunch of others. He did the most recent Superman movie, I think. This is your typical hack and slash zombie killing action game. Videos and screenshots kind of remind me of Dead Rising. I never played this game. You play as a high school cheerleader. This is a remaster of that original game. Both the original and the remaster have mixed reviews, but as I mentioned, like Suda51 has like a cult following. So this game is also kind of a bit of a cult classic for many out there. So if you're interested in the history of this game or just want to give it a shot, Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, May 28th. And then the last game on my list is Bluey Quest for the Gold Pen, also on May 28th for $39.99. I've said it before, we are a Bluey family in this household. Love that show. My kids are getting older now, so they don't watch it as much as they used to, and we've seen the episodes 1,000 times. We used to have the DVDs in my van, so I've not seen every episode, but I've listened to every episode from the driver's seat probably like 100 times. Join Bluey in a heartfelt story-driven adventure, explore hand-drawn worlds, and enjoy an original family-friendly story written by Bluey creator Joe Brum. So visually, this game looks like a top-down adventure game, almost like a top-down Zelda. The hand-drawn art style is very fitting for the story because you are entering a world that is imagined by Bluey and Bingo. So it's not the typical Bluey animation of the cartoon. It's as if Bluey and Bingo drew the game with crayons and markers and pencils and things like that. So very, very cool, very crafty. What I didn't realize is that this game is already out on mobile. So this game has been released on mobile, iOS and Google Play. And on iOS, it has 34,000 ratings already, and it has a 4.7 out of 5 stars. And that's out of thousands and thousands of ratings. So promising. I hope it doesn't feel like a mobile game, but we'll see. $40 also feels a little steep for this, and I'm sure it'll go on sale at some point. So again, pro tip, just click that little heart icon, keep an eye on the games you want to keep an eye on, and hopefully they'll go on sale at some point if you're looking to save some money. Okay, that's it for May. We have a lot of games. Mixtape, Blood Refresh Supply, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Call of the Elder Gods, Outbound, Sectory, R-Type Dimensions 3, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, Bubsy 4D, Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition, We have Lollipop Chainsaw Repop and Bluey Quest for the Gold Pen. And as I mentioned, we're probably going to get a few games that are just going to magically appear. We have Arcade Archives games that just magically appear, Console Archives games. We have Switch 2 editions of Switch 1 games that just appear. So we'll see what happens throughout the course of May. I'll be with you every Tuesday and Friday along the way. And hopefully we'll get some interesting summer game news. I'm excited to see kind of what the summer looks like in early fall for Switch 2 as that lineup starts to take shape. So what are you looking forward to the most? You can always let me know on Blue Sky or Instagram at Switch2Pod. That's Switch with the number 2 pod. You can go to switch2pod.com for all the things, all the subscription links. You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Pocket Casts and Spotify. Wherever you listen to shows, we should be there. If not, give me a shout and let me know. A kind rating or review helps me continue to grow the show as we approach episode 100. I really appreciate the reviews. Honestly, the reviews keep me going. It is like fuel for a podcaster, especially a solo podcaster, because I don't podcast with my friends. It's just me in front of the mic. So any positive reinforcement from all the listeners out there, it really goes a long way. I appreciate it. Your time and attention means everything to me. It is the weekend. It's Friday. I hope you are able to make the most of it. Enjoy a couple of days. Get out there and do the things that you love to do. I'll be back on Tuesday. Much love. Now go play some games.